secure attachment is biological. We are designed to look for safe haven with our caregivers. We're designed to have a secure attachment system, and a lot of things can get dumped on top of it and it can get interrupted by trauma. And I want to talk about what happens when we adapt away from secure attachment because we're adapting to the deficits of our caregiver or the environment or culture or what, World War II is happening or, people are being marginalized or whatever's happening that might be challenging to the attachment system. But it's not just parenting, it can be other things. The secure attachment we need to understand the best because that's your primary attachment system. Your secondary one is when you adapt away from it. So, my belief and my clinical experience is strongly tilted towards we can adapt back to secure attachment when we get the right support. And so, doing corrective experiences and having a person experience what difference it makes when something healthy is happening actually is supporting us to go back to and learn secure attachment, even if we adapted away from it. Very good reasons, whatever they were, when we were little or later on in life. I feel it's a very hopeful piece of information, and I'm really grateful to all the people that worked on attachment. And what I'm trying to do in the DARE work, which stands for Dynamic Attachment Repatterning Experience, because our whole goal is to move people towards secure attachment. Certainly, let's start with what is secure attachment, because a lot of times people think it's having a roof over your head, it's 3 meals a day, it's getting trips to the doctor, which of course are very important, but it's a lot more than that, actually. It has what really helps people stay in secure attachment initially or find it again is one of the most important things is how you use your voice. Stephen Porges talks about prosody and tone of voice. And when we're stressed as women, we tend to get very shrill and high, and when we're stressed as men, we tend to lower our voice and kind of boom, get really loud. You hear this shrill sound or this booming sound, that's immediately going to turn everybody's amygdala on. The threat response is going to go through the entire camp or tribe or whatever, and everybody's going to know danger, danger, danger. So people react very quickly to those sounds. But the problem is if you're trying to work out something with your partner or your kids and you get shrill or you get booming, that's going to turn them into their threat response, and they're only going to be wanting to fight you or get away from you or numb out. They're not going to be in the part of the brain that wants to work out relational things or work something out. So how we use our voice is really important. Melodic prosody signals safety in a really deep primitive part of the brain. So we can use all this knowledge in a way to repair attachment ruptures that might be happening in different relationships too, by shifting how we interact with certain things. So there's certain secure attachment skills that I have my clients practice and I teach in my trainings. But let's just do a quick review of what secure attachment is. First of all, your capacity to be present with someone is super important. That's a big part of secure attachment. You show up, you're yourself, you're authentic, you're there. Safety, orienting to safety. Now, safety doesn't mean that you don't ever take risks. When people have a safe haven in their marriage or they're as a parent, the kids have that with their parents, or the parents have that in a community, or they have that in their marriage or their partnership, then you have the resources to go out into the community and give your gift, take risks, do all sorts of things, because you can come back and have this source of safety. It actually facilitates risk taking. Eye gaze. That you have this gleam in your eye of you're special to me, or I'm open to you, or if it's a partner, I love you, or if your kids, I love you. To try this with your dog, I love you. You send little beam gleams to people that are important to your life or strangers. I mean, it's amazing if you go into the grocery store and you just send people these beam gleams, what changes. Shoot a beam gleam to someone, a friend across the room or your partner or whatever, and it strengthens the attachment bond. So these are secure attachment things. If people remember to do them, make a gigantic difference, and they're so simple. Playfulness, having time to play, laugh. Playfulness is super important to the attachment bond. So increasing your playtime. And in the United States and many cultures, we're so work productive oriented. It's so good to make sure that you're making sure there's playtime. Containing whatever emotional states arise, like when parents are able to be with shame or be with pain or be with sadness or be with grief or be with joy and exuberance, because some parents don't know how to deal with that. Whatever emotional states you can have safe containment with, then these emotional states don't get disowned. Whatever feelings weren't allowed in your family, some families it's anger, some families it's joy, some families it's grief, some families it's shame, then that gets disowned and dissociated from. So we're trying to bring all this emotional range back into an acceptable zone and where people have their full emotional range. And that's part of what happens when you allow whatever arises in secure attachment. That's part of secure attachment. How we come and go, welcome home hug, taking time when one of you's been out to work and coming back into the home and the other one's already there, that you kind of stop what you're doing if you can, and you meet that person. You make it like a formal time to meet, and you do a body to body hug, not a pyramid hug like sometimes we do in America. Make sure
Right.
you do a full body hug where you stay in the hug long enough that you can feel your body regulate the other person, and your body's being regulated, and your body wants to be with people and situations that are regulating. So if you take time to do just a simple welcome home hug, or a hug before you leave, comings and goings, this really enhances the attachment bond and can resolve a lot of relational problems.